Hi guys, my name's Kelsey and welcome back to my channel, Ruffalo Reads. Today I have for you my September TBR, so all the books that I want to read in this month of September. Thank God it's September. I'm so ready for the colder, cooler months. The fall leaves to change, my kids are in school, and it's just great. Football season is on us. And I have so many books that I hope to get to, so I hope that this video is concise enough. There's also like a poll that I put up kind of, or like a recommendation request that I put up in my Instagram, which is always linked down below if you want to follow me there and give me recommendations or see what I'm reading or see what I'm up to on there. But anyways, so without, rambling too much, let's get into all the books that I'm really excited to read this month of September, which also very happy that it's September. But it's currently 90 degrees outside, so not loving that. But I'm starting to get my vibes. I have my little pumpkin guy and my pumpkin candle. My AC just kicked on, and as I just said, it's 90 degrees. I am not shutting that off, so I apologize. But anyways, the iced pumpkin spice chai tea latte from Starbucks is divine, delightful. If you haven't tried it, go try it. Okay, so I have my notes. I was just taking it off of Goodreads for a while there, and I'm like, I don't know why, I just do better with just writing it down. So weird as it is. First up for my September TBR is a book that I already started with my husband, and it's one that I saw someone raving about on Instagram. So again, follow me on Instagram if you want, but there's all the booktube friends or people that I love are on my Instagram, so I love to see what they're up to. But it's Unbreak My Heart. So Unbreak My Heart by Nicole Jackman. Oh my gosh, I think I forgot already. But yeah, I started reading that with my husband. We're listening and reading it physically on my Kindle. It's on Kindle KU for free, and it was on Hoopla for free as well, so I was like, might as well. So we started it. I can't remember how far we're into it, maybe 30% or something, maybe 50. Loving it so far. It's very much dramatic, I guess, and supposed to pull at the heartstrings, so we'll see if we end up crying. Also, I feel like my voice, you can tell I've been sick. I've been coughing so much. I don't think I have COVID, hopefully, but yeah, I sound a little off, so sorry about that. But yeah, that one's on my TBR. Check to see if it's on your Libby or Hoopla, and it's definitely on KU, so that's good. So you can read it for free. And then the next one is the fourth in the series I'm reading by Katarina Mora, and it's Bittersweet Memories. I absolutely binged Katarina Mora's series in August. I loved it. I actually did not like the third one very much at all, but up until then, I loved the first and second one so much. Gave them great reviews. So and I've heard that everybody loves Bittersweet Memories and that one's one of their favorites. So I am very, very, very excited to get into that, and I'd love to own the series as well. So definitely gonna be adding that to my Amazon book wish list that's never ending. The next one is a romance that I have actually been seeing all over the place, and it's one that is traditionally published. It's the same author of The Dead Romantics, so I'm sure you've heard of The Dead Romantics. It was extremely popular last year. No, I did not read it. Premise didn't appeal to me. It still doesn't. Maybe I will give it a shot after I read this one if I like it. But yeah, the premise didn't appeal to me whatsoever. So this one is called The 7-Year Slip. I will say I'm not a fan of the cover whatsoever. I think it's so boring. I'm willing to give this author a try. Obviously, people seem to really gravitate towards her writing, so she's doing something right. So I am excited. Yeah, and I hope that I love it like I'm seeing most people do. So it does have a plot device, I guess, that I don't love, which is where kind of Groundhog's Day type thing, but I'm hoping that it's not like Groundhog's Day. I'm hoping it's more like this weird time traveling thing, because her books, from what I'm seeing, have some kind of fantastical element to them. So hopefully it's not too confusing, and hopefully it's not just annoyingly repetitive, and hopefully I love it. So yeah, that's on my list. So the poll that I put up on my Instagram is actually, I have weirdly for me, I have read some fantasies, right? I read Legends and Lattes, not me blanking on anything I've ever read. I've read Legends and Lattes and other little typical fantasy-ish type books. Usually like and I read Muscles and Monsters. That was really cute. But I haven't really gone into like something like Hunger Games or Twilight, which those are all really old, or anything like that. So I've never read the ACOTAR series. I haven't read Fourth Wing. I haven't read any of them. So I said, listen, I'm really weirdly craving, weird for me, a fantasy romance. Like I want a romance heavy fantasy though. And like, what are some recommendations you can give me for somebody that's like never really honestly read like a fantasy romance? I mean, I guess you could count Legends and Lattes, but there was like, to me, no romance in that, barely at all. So I was really confused by that, and I actually didn't end up loving it because of that. I mean, I liked the vibes, but I can't give a book 5 stars because I like the vibes of it. So yeah, I got different recommendations, a lot of the same. A lot of people said ACOTAR, so that's probably, I think, what I might read. Obviously, people said Fourth Wing, so that is an option. It is on Audible. I don't have the physical copy. I don't know if it's on KU or anything. But that's an option. And then I actually physically have Between Wrath and Mercy by Jess Wisecup, because Tori from Novel Life was talking about this, I think maybe a year ago or something. And I just love the cover, first of all, so much. And it sounded like she really liked this book a lot. And so, I don't know, I would be interested to give it a try, especially just because I own it physically. And like, I think back then, a year ago, I was just like buying whatever sounded good. And now my rule is, well, I try to stick to my rule of, if I love the book, then buy it physically, because usually I can get the audiobook or it on KU. So yeah, that's like kind of my little rule. And it says a mother will do anything to save her child no matter the cost, which that obviously, as a mother, you know, it speaks to me. It's something that's interesting to me, but I don't know if I should try to choose like an easy popular pick, that maybe it'll be easier or quicker for me to get into, or if I could try something like this first. Like, I don't know. So if you watching have any kind of recommendations or thoughts on what I should do, let me know, please. Reinforce, like, yes, you should start with ACOTAR because it'll be easier for you to get into and follow along, or yeah, go for, you know, Between Wrath and Mercy or something, because I don't know. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. And then, like I said again, if you want to follow my Instagram, it's always linked down below. And I, you know, sometimes I post rants and ask questions and whatever else I do on there. But yeah, anyways, we'll see what fantasy romance I hopefully end up reading this month. And then, so also in August, which hopefully my August wrap up goes up before this, but also in August, I read Hannah Bonham Young for the first time, which she was very hyped up. I don't know if she's hyped up other places, but I saw her all over my Instagram, like from Caitlin from the Love Librarian, my friend Autumn from Autumn Knows in a Book. She's here on BookTube and Bookstagram, as is Caitlin from the Love Librarian. And the covers, for some reason, never appealed to me, and I don't like, they are illustrated covers, which is fine, whatever, but they're like muted and I don't know. But I gave her a try. I read Next of Kin first, and that's my absolute favorite. It's kind of like what's that movie where it's like Josh Duhamel and Katherine Heigl, their friends die and they like have to team up to raise this kid. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like reading it, and I love that. I eat that shit up. And then I read Next to You, which I liked that one as well. I didn't love it as much, but a lot of people love that one. So anyways, yeah, Next to You I didn't love as much, but I still loved it. I think I gave it 4 or 4.5 stars. But so she has a new book that just came out, I believe. It's called Out on a Limb. It's either new and just came out, or it's new and coming out very, very soon, like this month. And I am very, very interested. However, I have mentioned this in previous videos where I am struggling, or I struggle to just physically read if I can't have the audiobook as well, because I don't know, I just have kids, I'm at work, I can't be sitting there like reading a book, but I could listen, you know, while I'm on break. Or it's easier for me if I have the audiobook, because like when I've been just physically reading, first of all, it takes me a lot longer because I have to dedicate time to where I'm just reading, obviously. Like you can't be physically reading and doing other things, like you just cannot. So it just takes me longer, which is fine. Anyways, long story short, I think this one is only out physically this month, not audio. So we'll see how that goes if I get to it. Maybe I will get to it, but I won't finish it. I don't know, because it's been happening a lot where the books I'm reading just physically, it takes me like a month or two like to get through, because I'm usually prioritizing the audiobooks over it. Not even prioritizing them, it's just that I'm able to get to them more because I can do other things like cook dinner or clean or whatever it is. But then, if you don't know, I am very obsessed with Elizabeth O'Rourke. She is absolutely one of my favorite writers right now at this point. And I read The Summer We Fell 2 months ago, maybe it was August. I don't know what time is, but I think this is the sequel to it, and it's called The Summer I Saved You. And I am thrilled this is coming out. So excited. The Summer We Fell, I absolutely adored with my whole heart and soul. That is 100% a 5-star read. I'll say it now. I've said it. If you haven't tried Elizabeth O'Rourke, please try her writing. It's so engaging and just quick and fun, and it usually has some deeper meaning to things. I just, really love her writing. And if it's a sequel, great. If it's just another book in this series, great. If it's not related at all, great. I love her writing. Anything she's going to come out with, I'm probably going to read. Next, I have one that's been on my Audible wish list for a little bit, which is another Candy Steiner. It's her newest one, and that is Meet Your Match. This one I don't know much about. I think it's a new adult sports romance, which to me, that's kind of like her niche, what she does really well, what she does a lot, it seems. And I'm excited. I've heard mostly good things, but like kind of lukewarmish good. So I'm wondering where I'll fall, but either way, I'm going to read it. I can't wait. And I will say that I read Fair Catch and Blindside, but I haven't read the next two in the series. I think there's two more after, like Quarterback Sneak, and maybe there's another one. So I do also want to read those. It's just, for some reason, this one is on my priority on my TBR. I think it's because it just came out. But yeah, I will get to those ones as well. I love Candy Steiner's writing. Blindside was amazing, so I would definitely recommend her as an author if you haven't tried her yet. Then I wanted to obviously start reading some thrillers and stuff. So while I also do want to read, like, you know, romance fantasies and things like that, try them out. I love thrillers a lot, and I tend to binge them when I get into them. So I'm wanting to try a new to me thriller author, which is Frida McFadden. She is one of the most popular hyped thriller authors I think that I see out there. Like, I know John Mars is really popular and really out there. Ruth Ware, obviously. There's just a few that come to my mind. Frida McFadden is somebody that I see like in my Facebook like psychological or thriller book recommendations group. It'll be people reviewing her books or asking for their opinions on her books or anything like that. So I've seen her books everywhere. She has so many, and they are, I just noticed, they are on KU for free. If you have the membership, of course, there's a lot on there, and they're also on my Hoopla. So that's kind of like a no-brainer. And they also look to be the quicker side, like 8 hours or something. So I could easily, you know, read that in a day. Cause if I usually listen at least 1.75. So I mean, that's pretty much 4 hours of my time. So I want to at least give her a try and go from there. And then if I like, you know, what I'm reading, I'll just probably keep trying her. Speaking of popular like thriller authors, Sherry Lapena is another one. I think it's Sherry Lapena. I've heard it pronounced Sherry Lapena, and I don't know. Anyways, I've read quite a few of Sherry Lapena books, and I enjoy them. You know, I don't think they're ever like my favorite 5 stars, but it's really hard for me to give like thrillers. Sorry, that's my AC kicking on again. 5 stars, but just because it really has to stick out and stick with me, I think, to give it 5 stars. And I don't know if that usually happens. And also, like, you're never really going to want to reread a thriller because, like, the whole point is the plot twists. And, you know, if you know them, what's the point? I still love reading them. Like, but yeah, her new book is called Everyone Here Is Lying and sounds like a dramatic fun time. And I think it's like Eat the Rich vibes, but I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure it's Eat the Rich vibes, which sure. Anyways, guys, that is it for my September TBR. Those are all the books that I hope to get to this month. I've been doing really well, actually. I did really well in August. I literally like had the list written down like I do here, and I crossed them off or put a check mark, and so that was really motivating for me. I think there was only one on that TBR that I didn't get to, so that's awesome. I'm also now on the low double digits behind on my Goodreads goal, so better than it was. I think I was at like 14 books behind schedule. You know, I went through a bad reading slump there for a month or two, but I have really been on it lately. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me any of your recommendations below, or what you think of any of these authors, or if you've tried any of these books yet. Let me know. Follow me on Instagram if you'd like to be a part of like when I post any polls or questions or rant about stuff. Follow me on there, and like and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you next time, guys. Bye.